Um,
Got it. Welcome, everybody. We've got some people joining us. It's awesome to see you guys. Good morning, Linda. I don't think I've had the privilege of meeting you yet.
Linda's in the process of becoming active, hopefully this week.
Oh,
I'll be checking in on her
awesome.
status today, Linda.
Yay, Linda. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the team. It's awesome to
Thank
have
you
you.
very much.
Where are you coming from, my friend?
Janesville, California.
Okay, awesome. There's the famous Michael, who I've mistakenly called Patrick probably a time or two. So sorry.
That's okay. Forget about it.
Awesome. Okay, we've got a treat here. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes for us to get started. It looks like we've got Mark and JD coming in, and welcome.
Good
Welcome,
morning.
Mark.
Thank you. Thank you for
Where are you-
having me.
Yeah, where are you joining us from, Mark?
In Elk Grove, California, next to Sacramento.
Okay,
Yes.
we got lots of peeps from Sacramento area. That's awesome.
There's Linda.
Jenna.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. You guys are just in for such a treat today. And we're gonna just wait maybe till 10:01 here till we give people the chance to jump in. And I get the awesome privilege of introducing our speaker this morning, and I just couldn't be more excited. So a few more people coming in. Yay. All right. And so Megan, you're going to be able to continue to let people in as they join us. Okay.
Yes, I will.
Okay. Welcome, you guys. I have the privilege of beginning our time together. My name is Jackie McKelvin, and I'm coming from colorful Colorado. That's not so colorful right now. We're expecting about 12 inches of snow over the next 24 hours. That will add to the color, right? Lots of white and lots of gray. So I'm so excited. I joined this organization in 2022, and I'm so excited. I actually met Derek a couple of years ago at the time before COVID, correct? Before COVID.
It was almost exactly 3 years ago because we started getting ready to launch in your area right before February hit. So,
Yes.
yeah.
And so I had the awesome privilege of meeting Derek at that time. And, I'm just so excited. Derek just joined our organization not too long ago, but he comes with a wealth of knowledge and expertise. And so just to give you a quick update, he's been a keynote speaker. He's a very powerful speaker. He is a former MAPS and BOLD coach and BOLD trainer, former team leader as well. He comes with about over 13,000 hours of one-on-one coaching. So you are all in for an incredible treat. He actually did this very training last week, and I was just jumping up and down inside because the content that he was sharing was so powerful. And you guys, we wanted to bring it back to you because some of you couldn't make it, and it is worth repeating, even if you were here. Get your pens and paper out because you are in for a treat. He's going to be talking about review, reflect, and reset. So without further ado, Derek, thank you so much for being a part of our world and also being a part of our morning this morning. So take it away, my friend.
Yeah, no, thank you, Jackie, so much for that. I feel very humbled. So yeah, we're gonna rinse and repeat. How many people were on the call on Friday? I think Michael was. Okay, all right. So I was told that it went very well, and we're gonna rinse and repeat, do it again. So if you're here, just come in with a fresh mind, and I'm gonna tell the same joke. So I encourage you to laugh anyway. Okay. All right. So yes, so like Jackie said, I've been licensed since 2015. So I went through the last shift right? Those were tough times. My wife was in title, I was in real estate, so it was tough times, but we got through it. You know, and been a coach for pretty much a decade, and you know, we don't have all the answers, but we've been able to see behind the curtain to see what's really working with everybody else. And so I wanted to kind of share that stuff with you. So, you know, people ask me all the time, what separates the good from the great agent? And I believe it's these four things. So I encourage you to write these down. And I can see you, so I can see if you're writing these things down or not. So please write these down. Number one, it's mindset. The number one thing that separates the good from the great is mindset. And yes, branding helps, and systems and models and marketing and social media, do those all help? Yes, but it's the mindset that truly separates that good from the great. Number two is habits. We're all walking, talking creatures of habit. Wouldn't you agree? Yes, I believe I could wake up with any one of you. Well, that sounds weird. I believe I could follow any of you around all day long. And at the end of the day, you tell me what your goals are. I can determine if you're going to hit them or not. You might think that sounds pretentious, but the reason why is habits. More than likely what you did today is what you did yesterday. And those habits are setting you up for failure or success. Number three is what we call time management. And the fourth one is, focus. That's right. Focus. The fourth one is focus. Thank you for laughing again. I know it was the same joke. Thank you. So it was focus. So it's mindset, habits, time management, and focus. Yeah, this is how this is going to go down. You got to keep writing, right? I practiced this in the shower. I got 3 hours of material in 30 minutes. I've had 3 Red Bulls, and this is how it goes. With that being said, I have no control of what flies out of my mouth. So, Megan, if there's if you have a buzzer where you can bleep out anything inappropriate that goes out. Right.
I will.
Okay, perfect. Right now, let's reflect back. Now, mindset, you've heard a lot of it before. Habits, there's a lot of great things on the Atomic Habits site. Jackie did a great one a few weeks ago. So when I survey people, hey, what do you struggle with the most? Most people came up with time management. How many people here, you know what to do, but you're just not doing it? Okay, the others are lying. All right, so a lot of people say it's time management. There's no such thing as time management. So if you wrote down time management or typed in time management, cross out the word time. There's no such thing as time management. You cannot speed it up, slow it down. You cannot stop it. Instead, we need to focus on energy management. Everything is energy. The energy you have walking into that listing appointment, the energy you have when you lead generate, it's energy management. Everything is energy. This desk has energy. Electrons, protons, neutrons going around. Everything has energy. Are you controlling the energy in your life? I would also say priority management. What are the priorities, not only in your life, but this week? Right? So what are your priorities? And your values stay the same, those core values, your central purpose, your big why. But priorities may change. Sometimes you got to focus more on business. Sometimes it's more on family. Maybe you got to take care of your kids. Maybe you got to take care of your parents this week. But what is the priority management this week? It's also brain management. If you want to talk about the biggest competitor out there, it's not the green company, the purple company, or the red company out there. The biggest competitor is you. Wouldn't you agree? So it's that brain management. Also, emotion management. Are your emotions getting in the way of you doing what you need to do? So to go back to mindset really quick, we could talk about mindset all day. I mean, I've written articles on it. I mean, I taught it, I coached to it. But one of the biggest things on mindset that separates the good from the great is the way that you treat this business. Now, we know a lot of agents don't make it in real estate, correct? And we know during this shift, we're going to lose some agents. You all know who is not going to make it in real estate? Real estate agents. Real estate agents do not make it in real estate. Business owners do. So are you thinking like a salesperson, like every other real estate agent? Are you thinking like a business owner? You may say, hey, I don't have a team. I'm a solo agent. No, you are a business owner. You say, oh, I belong to a team, let them do it. No, you have to own your lane. If you're a buyer's agent, if you're admin, you got to own your lane. You got to be the CEO of your business. You got to treat this like a business. And if you say, hey, I already have a team, I'm running this like a business, great. You got to go from thinking like a business to a franchise. We got to think bigger and differently. So number one, you got to start thinking like a business owner. And I encourage you to please write this down. Control the controllables. So many times we get hung up on stuff we can't control. The interest rates are doing this. There's a war over there. This is going on. There's low inventory. And we focus on the stuff we can't control. And people go on and tell me, and I say, all right, are you done yet? Do you feel better? Awesome. Let's talk about what we can control. So control the controllables. So let's go back into this life management and treating this like a business. So let's get specifics. What we're talking about today is review, reflect, and reset. If you say, I hope this year is better than last year, hope is not a business plan. What are you specifically doing, and what are you doing differently? And we got to take time to review, reflect, and reset. The owner of Amazon doesn't just look over the warehouse and go, oh, we're really busy. We must be making a lot of money. They know the cost of goods coming in and cost of goods going out. They know the price per square foot per employee. Do you know your numbers? And if you don't know your numbers, I'm sorry, you're not a business owner. No judgment, no harm, no foul. Just you say, hey, I am not tracking my numbers. I'm not a business owner. I'm going to change today. That's going to be your new goal, your new resolution, is this is going to be the year of your business. This is the year you become a business owner. And how do you do that? Number one, you got to track your numbers. If you don't track your numbers, the rest of what we're going to talk about today will mean nothing. So number one, track the numbers, right? So you can track 1,000 things in real estate, but what are the key things you need to focus on? Now in coaching, this is what people report to me every week. Number one, connections. How many connections did you make this week? Now you'll see I didn't call it calls. How many calls did you make? Because let's say you got to make 20 calls a day and you check it off. Okay, you checked it off, but so what? Did you connect with anybody? It's all about building relationships, right? I mean, old school sales used to be ABC, always be closing, right? Coffee is for closers. Put the coffee down. Anybody know that movie? Anyone? Glengarry, Glenn Ross? Yeah, I can't repeat the rest of it, but it's funny. So it's not always be closing. It is always be connecting. Always be communicating. Always be caring. Always be coming from contribution. If you're trying to close on every conversation, they can sniff that out. So number one, how many connections did you make? Number two, how many first-time appointments did you have? Not follow-up, first-time appointments. How many new assigned buyer reps did you get? How many new seller reps did you get? How many deals went pending this last week? How many deals closed? What was your GCI? And then every month they report what's their GCI, their volume, their units. And then the third week they report, they share their profit and loss with me. Profit and loss, oh my God, what is that? 90% of people that start coaching, they don't have a P&L, a profit and loss. It's not about how much money you bring in, it's how much you keep. I have coached some of the most well-known broke agents you'll ever meet in your life. Everybody knows them. Everybody knows them. You know, they're at the top, marketing, great. Everybody knows who they are, and their assistant makes more than they do. Especially in this shifting market. We got to watch the expenses. All right, so I got to slow down. I can talk about that all day. Here we go. How do we put it into real world? Number one, I want you to start writing this down. A pre-flight routine. Do we have any pilots in the room? Any pilots? Oh, there's one. All right, we got a pilot there. Awesome. So if you're a commercial pilot, military, private pilot, they always have to do a pre-flight routine before every flight. It's non-negotiable. It is not an option. They do a pre-flight routine to ensure that they're going to get to where they're going. Every morning, you got to block out a minimum of 15 minutes and do a pre-flight routine. to ensure you're going to get to where you want to go. What does that look like? Number one, if you have a life plan, you need to review your life plan every single morning. And a life plan is, what is your central purpose? What is your financial goals? What are your health goals? Your relationship goals, maybe spiritual goals? Reviewing that life plan. You're going to review your business plan. You probably have done like an economic model or a revenue model that shows what is your GCI, volume, units, appointment kind of goals. What are your values? What are your core values? And you're going to look at your schedule. So your core values, did I live up to my values yesterday? Was I in alignment with my values yesterday? And if not, what do I need to do differently? Research has shown one of the biggest things that cause stress and internal turmoil is when your actions are not in alignment with your internal values. So you got to look at your values. You're going to look at your schedule. Look at yesterday. What worked, what didn't work? Look at your schedule today. Are my priorities put in place for today as well? So 15 minutes, you got to review yesterday. What worked, what didn't work? Review today. What is a priority? Write this down. What should I say no to today? Warren Buffett said, I have 100 deals across my desk every day. I'm not successful because of all the ones I've said yes to. I'm successful because of all the ones I've said no to. What should you say no to today? In fact, I have I don't know if you can see that. So I had a client made this for me. Hell yes or it's no. People ask us, hey, can you help me with this? Can you pick up the kids? Will you join the PTA? Will you teach the softball team? And we say yes to everything. We get strung out. When people ask you to do something, when you look at your schedule, it is hell yes or it's no. It is yes, absolutely yes. I cannot imagine not taking another breath without doing this. That's a hell yes. If not, you got to start saying no more often. Does that make sense? Whew, all right, got to take a breath. All right, so 15 minutes to do your pre-flight routine every single day. This is also what I talk about when it comes to time management. Number one, I don't believe you can control the whole day, right? You guys are entrepreneurs, you're business owners, your moms, your wives, your spouses, partners. You have life. This is what I encourage. Number one, the first hour of the day. What does that first hour of the day look like? I believe that first hour sets up the tone and the spirit for the rest of the day. Do you go straight on social media? Do you go straight to negative news? Or are you doing something for yourself physically and something for yourself mentally? I encourage you to control that last hour of the day. The last hour of the day, you set yourself up for success or for failure that first hour. And I could talk about the RAS all day long. We could talk about, I feel a third of the clients I work with all struggle with sleep. And sleep not only affects us physically, it affects us mentally as well. And if you do struggle with sleep, here's a book I would recommend. It's called Sleep Smarter, Sean Stevenson. He also has a podcast. I've read probably 4 or 5 books on sleep. This one's really good. The other ones would just put you to sleep. So this one's a really good one. And you got to take care of that sleep. So control the first hour, control that last hour. And then what is your number one priority for the day? And I like to call it a jam session. Now, there's some books out there that say, hey, you have to have these 3-4 hour lead generation sessions. I don't believe in that. Studies have shown if you need to focus for 90 minutes, once you get past 90 minutes, it's the law of diminishing return. You're not as good. You're not as focused. You're not as efficient. You create that 90-minute jam session. And let's say your jam session is lead generation. A lot of clients, they go from 10:30 to noon. And after that, you have an emotional break, a physical break. Now start off with 1 jam session a day, and then work your way up to maybe 2 jam sessions a day. You have a lead jam session and a lead follow-up jam session, right? So, and if you have no clients, you have no business, no clients, guess what? You're gonna have another lead generation jam session. So first hour, the last hour, and having that jam session for the day. Here's another one, let's be honest. Let's say you have lead generation in your phone. How many of you have, like, say, lead generation in your phone somewhere, in your calendar? Anybody have lead generation blocked out? Okay, good for you. Is anybody else like me? Sometimes you go on your phone and it says lead generation, you go, oh God, lead gen. Anybody else? Nobody here. That was the last class. Oh, well, okay. No, nobody here. So if you do that, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again. If it's lead gen and it becomes white noise, let's get serious. What you need to erase it. You feel good about yourself. Let's erase it. But we need to replace it with something else. Instead of naming it lead generation, what does a lead generation do for you? And if you say, you know what, I want to be debt free. Why is that? Well, because I've been in debt since I was 16 and it feels like a ball and chain and I don't have that freedom and it controls everything I do. Okay, ultimately, what would that be for you? Financial freedom. Great. Then I want you to rename it your financial freedom connections. It's your financial freedom time. That's going to be more powerful than calling it lead gen. If you say, oh, you know what, I really want a Tesla. Okay, cool. Call it your Tesla calls. I'm okay with that. Whatever you want. You want to call it your cabin calls? You want a cabin? You want it your cabin calls. It's you want a maid? Great. It's your maid time, whatever you want to call it. If you say, I want to take the family on a vacation. Why? Because we haven't gone on vacation in 2 years. Where would you go? I want to go to Disneyland. Okay, great. And you call it your Disneyland connections. It's my Disney time. It's my Disney fulfillment, whatever you want to call it. But then we got to take it deeper than that. You know, affirmations are not just, I'm going to make a lot of money this year. I attract wealth. You have to engage all your other modalities. Modalities are your senses. This kind of goes into NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. Before you get on that call, it's like if it's for Disney calls, you got to take a moment and you got to visualize it. Visualize if you're taking your family and it's your kids. What do you see? You see them wearing the goofy shirt and the hat and they're smiling. What do you hear? You hear roller coasters and people laughing and yelling. And what do you smell? I smell churros. I smell churros and I hear fireworks going off. You have to put yourself and engage that right before that call. Maybe you don't feel like doing that listening presentation day. You know what? You got to just get there early, park around the corner and go through that and engage those senses and know why you're doing this. Is that too deep? Is that good? You like this? Is it good? All right. Sorry to go too deep. I love this stuff. I could go all day, but I have another hour to give you in the next 8 minutes. So here we go. We did this. All right. So 15-minute pre-flight routine every day. Once a week, write this down. Once a week, you're going to do a review for at least an hour every week. I do mine on Sunday mornings when everybody else is still in bed. And what do you got to do? You're going to go through, you're going to look at the week on your schedule. What worked? What didn't work? And is this week setting me up for success? You're going to look at your numbers. If you're really good, you're going to enter in your expenses into your spreadsheet or your QuickBooks or whatever that may look like. And then you want to ask yourself some questions. I call it the weekly success review. Ironically, I named it this years ago before I became a success coach. So maybe that was foreshadowing. But you're kind of self-coaching yourself. You say, did I hit my priorities this week? Yes or no? If not, what was the distractions that got in the way? I encourage you to write this down. Distractions cause failure. Distractions cause failure. It's usually not the big distractions. It's like the mosquitoes and gnats that are bugging us that distract us the most. What do I need to adjust or improve? What should I have said no to last week? What successes did I have this week? You might have done 50 things this week. 48 went great, 2 went bad. What do we go to bed thinking about? Too bad? We think about the bad. So we have to acknowledge the successes. What am I grateful for? And highlight that one. Put a star by it, highlight it. I mentioned everything is about energy. The highest form of energy is gratitude. What are you grateful for? Maybe you're grateful for the sun, the snow. What are you grateful for? Food on the table, power and heat. Not everybody has power and heat right now. Maybe you're grateful for a person. Have you taken the time to tell that person? Someone right now needs to hear that. Someone's having a bad day right now. Someone's thinking real negative stuff and is in a hole right now. They need to hear that gratitude and that support. So who can you reach out to? So it's just like a weekly success review, and then what are you planning for the day? I know I went through that quick. Normally this is just for my coaching clients, but this is part of the same tribe. This is the Don and Tom organization, which I'm part of now. I'm willing to share. Is anybody like these? Anybody want me to just send these to you? Okay. The easiest thing to do is just, let me just type this in the chat box here. Just email me. Say, hey, send me the review planner thing that you have, and I'll send them to you. And if you ever want to talk about them, just reach out to me. All right, so 1 hour a week. Next, monthly, write this down, a monthly review, probably 1 to 2 hours for your monthly review. Number 1, track the numbers. 2, you got to review the numbers, reflect, and reset. Numbers are the language of business. The numbers are telling you something. So you have to say, what are the numbers telling me? For an example, when you track your connections, how many connections does it take to get to an appointment? How many appointments to get them to sign? Those are conversion ratios. Those conversion ratios are like, they're symptoms. The conversion ratios are symptoms of your business. People come to me and say, hey, Derek, you've been coaching a long time. How do I double my business? I have no idea. I have no idea how to double your business. Anybody who tells you how to double your business without knowing your numbers is malpractice. If a doctor prescribes something without knowing your symptoms, that's malpractice. If someone tries to coach you without knowing your numbers, I'm sorry, that's coaching malpractice. So number 1, you got to know your numbers. The conversion ratios are symptoms of your business, and that's what you could possibly need to work or improve on, right? That's how you reflect. And then reset. If a certain area of your business is going well, let's double down on it. If it's not, do I need to do it more often, or I need to get better at it, right? So that's how we're going to review and reflect and reset. All right, so 15 minutes a day, 1 hour a week, 1 to 2 hours a month. You can do quarterly as well, especially if you have a team. If you have a team, I encourage you to do quarterly meetings, and you should have a leadership report out, admin reports out, the head of sales report out, and the head of marketing report out. Everybody should report what worked this quarter and what's coming up this quarter. In marketing, customer appreciation events, what shifts do we have? What's the new script? What's top of mind awareness? And then every year, you need to set aside 2 to 3 days for a yearly review. And you say, Derek, I'm a one-person business. Yeah, you're going to have 2 to 3 day business advance. Don't call them a retreat. I don't know why people call them a retreat. That's going backwards. You're going to have a business advance. Take 2 to 3 days. Look at your numbers for the year. What worked? What didn't work? Do you have new priorities? Maybe you have new family priorities, health priorities. When you figure out that life plan, your business is built to fund your life. People say, I want to build a 7th level business. Why? Because the book said so. I don't care what the book said. What do you want your life to look like? And let's build a business to fund that life. Now, in the last year or two, has anybody ever struggled with work-life balance? And I have. It's been a funky couple of years. I ask a lot of people, hey, let me just ask you guys, how many of you have a written out business plan? There's nothing right or wrong. How many have a written out business plan? Okay, maybe a quarter of you. How many of you have a written out life plan? Okay, even fewer. People say I struggle with work-life balance because we have a business plan, but we don't have a life plan. We need to have both, right? They work with each other. So at the year, so me, I go hiking. I love to go hiking. I go hiking by myself for a couple of days. No electronics, no nothing. It's just me, a journal, my numbers, maybe a book, and then I just go and reflect. Get away from media, get away from people, and just create your own business plan. And don't do it in December. December is the worst time to do it. There's too much going on. When I coach with people, typically we really do our business planning, yearly business planning in September. and we create a 15-month business plan. What are we going to do for the fourth quarter to set ourselves up for success for the next year? Right? So don't wait till December. You should be doing it earlier than that. So just a quick review. What separates the good from the great? Number one, it's mindset. You should rank yourself. What do you feel your mindset has been this last week? Give yourself a number. Am I a 6? Okay, you're a 6. Now, we're probably not going to get to a 10 overnight. What can you do this week to go from a 6 to a 7? Habits. When it comes to habits, I guarantee for most of us, there is a habit you need to stop and a habit you need to adopt. What is a habit that I need to start getting rid of, and what's a new habit I need to start to create? Next, when it comes to life management, am I managing my life or is everybody else? If you don't manage your life, your customers, your clients, your buyers and sellers, spouse, kids, everybody else will if you don't. Do you start the morning being proactive, setting the day how you want, or do you jump on email and everybody else controls your day? There's a saying out there that says your email inbox is a convenient place for everybody else to put their priorities. Create your day. So your day is, you're having a, this is a life by choice and not by chance. So how can you be purposeful and treat this like a business? Number one, track the numbers. You got to do your pre-flight routine every day. You got to do a weekly review. You got to do your monthly review. Look at your numbers. Look at your KPIs. KPIs stand for key performance indicators. What are the most important numbers you got to focus on? As in volume, units, appointments, GCI, net. Are you going over your profit and loss every month? If you're not doing a profit and loss, nothing wrong. Just say, I got to get on this. And say, okay, do I need to take a course, a class, get into coaching? I need to get a bookkeeper, an accountant. What do I got to do to start treating like this a business every single month and not just once a year? All right, I got to take a breath. So let's do this, and then I know we'll go into some Q&A. I want you to write down 3 things. I know I've talked a lot. I sent a lot at you. But I want you to write down, what are your three ahas you got from today? And if you took notes, go back and maybe you circle 3 things. But there's a lot that came at you, and I want to make sure you put something into action. Because you can have a great mindset and a great plan, but if you don't take action, so what? I want you to take action. So number 1, write down 3 ahas that you got from today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Derek. And everyone, please, if you want those 2 documents, I really encourage you to email Derek. He put his email in the chat box. I don't know if he's going to be able to take notes on who's requesting it, but just email him that information. And that's really going to be so helpful. I did that this morning. That was one of my to-dos this week, and I just got it done from last week, Derek. So thank you. And then also, Derek, I know that you do a lot of coaching. Do you have any openings in your calendar for more clients? And if so, how do they get in touch with you?
Certainly, I appreciate that. Sorry, I just talked for 30 minutes. I didn't take a break at all, so I apologize for that. So I do have 3 openings, and if you want to find out more, what does it look like? What does it look like on one-on-one coaching and what it could do to help you or a team? You can go to timewithcoachderek.com, and Derek is DEREK. So timewithcoachderek.com goes to my calendar link, and I have a bunch of free 30-minute sessions. And if you want to find out more about what coaching looks like for you and a team, great. If you don't, great. You want to talk more about mindset. You're in a funk. You're looking to hire someone. How do I start a profit and loss? You want to just talk about those things? That's okay. I'm here to help anybody on the Don and Tom team. Right. So yeah, just go check that out. So I'd love to hear. Well, you can maybe just type it in the chat. I want to hear a couple of ahas. I want to see if you guys are picking up what I'm throwing down. Why don't you type in the chat some of the things that you guys are picking up? Okay, awesome. All right, do your pre-flight routine. You have a life plan? Hell yes, or it's no. Awesome. All right, the pre-flight check from Tahoe Tony. Yes, distractions cause failure. The pre-flight routine, call lead gen something that you're working for. Awesome. Reframing it. Awesome. Call the lead gen something. People love that one. It really, really does work. Control the controllables. Hey, thank you. Oh, that's awesome. A business plan. Awesome. All good stuff. Cool. And yeah, Megan, if you can save those responses, that's awesome, because my goal is to always get better. Awesome. So it's about treating this like a business. So those are all great. Now what I want you to do, based on some of the ahas, I want you to write down what is an action step you're going to take in the next 24 hours, right? We find if someone takes an action within 24 hours, they're more than likely to do it, to do it and achieve it. So for example, if someone said, I want to run a marathon, you're not going to run a marathon in 24 hours. Maybe the first step is you want to find a course or a class or a podcast, or find where I'm going to do it. If you say it's, I want profit and loss, I need to find a bookkeeper. I need to find a course. I need to find a book. I need to find a coach. I need whatever that looks like. So I want you to write down right now, what is an action step you can take action on in the next 24 hours based on some of your ahas. And you can share those as well. All right, Tahoe Tony, a P&L, respect your business like a business. And they'll respect and reward you. Great, that's a great response. Know my numbers, know my numbers. So when you have that action step, I want you to be specific and measurable. You're going to do what by when. Avoid distractions. So for an example, you're going to do 3 of these by tomorrow. I'm going to do this by the end of today. So some specific and measurable action steps. I'll type my own daily, monthly checklist review. I'll have it prepared tomorrow morning. Perfect. That's specific and measurable. Those are the first 2 letters of a SMART goal. So perfect. I will create a P&L within the next 24 hours. Awesome. Write an outline for a life plan. That's awesome. If anybody wants help with a life plan, go pick one of those free coaching sessions. We can talk about it really quick. You'll notice on here it has something that says Arete Life. That's something I created. The word Arete is an ancient Greek word that means the pursuit of excellence in all areas of your life. So it's health, fitness, relationships, finding your central purpose, and we've worked on creating a life plan. So there's some steps to that. Map out my week, create a schedule, both perks life, renaming lead gen with actual goals, time block done today. That's awesome. Cool. So it's all about taking action. You can have a great mindset. You listen to a great podcast this morning, you got your vision board in your fridge, but if you don't take action, so what? It's about taking action. You got to out action everybody this year. It's been a little easy lately, or the last couple of years, if you think it was or not. We got to out skill set everybody. We got to outthink them, and we got to out action step them. Okay, so it's Q&A time. I'm here. We got 8 minutes or so. Anybody have a question? I'll answer the best I can, then we'll close it out. That means, Tahoe Tony, go ahead and unmute yourself.
This is some great information here. Thank you so much. I took 3 pages of notes, just like Jackie said. I was jumping out of my chair. Where did you get all your information? Is there a certain place, or have you just been gathering over the years?
I would say gather over the years. This is I've been a paid professional coach for 10 years. So I can't say one source. I guess I'll just randomly say. So I've had 1 to 2 coaches for the last 10 years. They've made me uncomfortable, and I've been uncomfortable the whole time. Right. So one thing I've learned is just being comfortable with being uncomfortable. If I talk about certain courses and classes, number 1, NLP. NLP stands for Neuro Logistic Programming. Neuro logistics. So it's how your brain communicates with yourself and how you communicate with others, and it's connecting with other people. So if you go to NLP.com, Dr. Matt teaches NLP courses. It was a 4-day course. A 4-day course is only like $200. And it's all day. It's like from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. He does them all over the country. So I don't know if they have in Vegas or Tahoe, or I know they have in the Bay Area all the time. It's 4 days. You learn a lot from it. And it's really good. I got a certification up there as a practitioner. Now, why is it so cheap? Because he has a $10,000 course, and he's going to talk about his $10,000 course for 4 days. So, but as long as you're fine being sold a little bit, I don't blame him. It's a great course. I've been through Tony Robbins events. I've walked on the coals. I've done the coaching. I follow Brendan Burchard quite a bit. Darren Hardy used to be the publisher of Success Magazine. I listen to podcasts, a lot of podcasts every morning. All right, okay, here, I'm gonna give you guys something. You guys ready? I wasn't expecting to do this. All right, here we go. Here is it's a skill set formula. Get ready to write this down. It's really easy. All right, it's the 1, 1, 5, 3, 1, 30, 30, 10, 10 program. Pretty easy, right? All right, get ready to write this down before they cut us off. I'm gonna go outside my comfort zone and talk fast. So here we go. All right, number one, what is your number one goal? And let's say for the next 3 months. What's your number one goal for the next 3 months? Maybe it's bringing on people into your business organization and recruiting. Maybe it's business. Maybe it's health. I want to lose 15 pounds. So number one, what is your goal? That's the first thing you need to do, but I don't think it's the most important thing you need to do. The next thing is, what's the number one skill I need to learn in order to achieve this goal? That's where things change. Maybe it's in real estate and you want to get better at negotiating, or you need to hire people. And this is about, how do I hire people? Great. 5. What are five books that I could read in the next 3 months? People, you see on Facebook, oh, I like this book, and then you go on Amazon and buy it, and now you have a big stack of books on your nightstand you've never read. Anybody else? So instead, it's, what is the one skill I want to work on? That's the book you should get, not because everybody else likes it. What are 3 books? 3 audio would be like audio. This might be a podcast, a recording, an audio book, etc. 5 books, 3 audios. What is a course, a class? Maybe it's going into coaching. What's a course, class, or coach that I can engage with in the next 3 months? 30. This is 30 minutes. I need to block out time to read. This is starting to look like a John Madden thing all over the place, right? I need to block out 30 minutes a day to read. I need to block out 30 minutes a day to listen. And you can leverage this. So we call it stacking. Maybe I'm listening to a podcast while I'm on the treadmill. I'm listening to a podcast while I'm doing the dishes or while I'm driving into work, right? We call that Windshield University. 10, I want to invest. This is up to you. I want to invest 10% of what I make to others. And I want to invest 10% into myself. Because the best investment you can make is in yourself, right? I mean, we pay the mortgage company first, and the car and the gas and the credit card. We're paying everybody first. We need to invest in ourselves first. So invest in yourself when it comes to a coach, buying the books, buying the audios and everything else. So I know it was long-winded there, Tahoe Tony, but it was no one source. It's never ending, a lifelong learner. It's always never ending improvement. And we call it your growth plan. And you may write that down as a growth plan as well. We talk about a life plan and a business plan. A business plan is how to improve your business. The growth plan is how to improve yourself. So you may look at the next 3 months. Write down, I'm going to read a book a month for the next 3 months. I'm going to listen to at least 30 minutes of a podcast or an audiobook every day. I'm going to go to this event or this course or whatever else. That's a growth plan. So I would say you want to grow and kind of get to the level maybe where I'm at. It doesn't happen by accident. You got to create a growth plan and commit to that just as much as everything else. So I know that's all my time. That's all the Q&A and everything. So,
Love it. I
um,
love it.
this is
Love
just what I love to do. If you want to talk, meet with me later, but I appreciate, all of your guys' responses. And the last thing is every day you get a choice and you get a chance. You got another chance at life today, and not everybody did, but you got to make the choice. You said you're going to take an action step. It's your choice to do it or not. And I'm going to hunt you all down and find out if you did or not. All right, I'm
I
done.
love it.
There you
Thank you
go.
so much. Derek. Yes, thank you so much, you guys. We have we're so blessed to have you today, Derek, and thank you so much for all that. It was amazing. I was jumping up and down inside again, and it's a repeat from last week. So the other thing is dialing for dollars. You guys talk about action step. In 1 minute, dialing for dollars.live. And I'm going to jump on there as well. And I hope to see you there. Thank you so much, Derek. You guys, everyone can email him and get those documents and get more information, get a link to his website, maybe even a free coaching call. So I love it. And thank you so much for all of your time. Your time is so valuable to us. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.
See ya. Thanks again.